What's up guys, DuArktik here with another Marvel Strike Force video, and in this video we are going to take a look at Kang, and we're going to take a look at Kang because his kit was finally updated, and it seems that some things are missing out. Was Kang nerfed on purpose? Is this some kind of bug? We don't know, but we are going to talk about that. And later today we're going to be doing a live stream where we are going to be unlocking Kang, testing him out in all game modes, including in Arena, to see his value in Arena. And we are going to break down all the information. We'll be live on YouTube, we'll be live on Twitch, so if you guys want to join and check out how Kang performs, we're going to try to max him out, maybe level 85, maybe level 90, something on that point, so you guys can see and have an experience of what he's able of doing in different game modes, and see if it's going to be worth like early unlock or some investment early on and so on, or if it's worth your power course in case there is the possibility of opening Kang with a power course. So once again, in this video we are going to analyze exactly what Scopely promised to us based on his kit, what is live in his kit in game, and how it compares also with MSF.gg, because we also have the information there. So as always, if you like the information on these videos, make sure you share it to your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe for more Marvel Strike Force content, and make sure you smash that like button. Now before we start, big shout out to Tauna, big shout out to Tauna, because as it seems, Tauna had the great idea of copying my video, and of course not giving any credit. That's fine. You can see right here that this was copied from the videos I revealed the other day, the screenshots I revealed the other day, with this new purchase system that is coming to the game. You can see the blurred out section and so on, and then Tauna also shows the hyperdrive bundle, or the time heist, that also has all the blurs that I made, because I wanted to make confidential the person who showed me this. So shout out for Tauna for sharing the screenshots I made, not giving any credit, and deleting all the comments saying that someone sent to him on his Discord. You can see here another person saying exactly the same, and I made multiple comments here too, but Tauna deleted all of them because yeah. On top of that, and by the way, I can prove this. You can see right here, it was in this video, and it was in this video. You can see the screenshots right there. It's exactly the same screenshots, and Tauna just used it like... It pisses me off because Tauna is always asking, oh, give credit to the content creator. Yeah, I always give credit to you, so why didn't you do the same? The reason why he didn't do the same is because all these people, all these other content creators, are extremely jealous. They are extremely jealous of me for some reason. I don't know exactly why. If it's because I have nice looking hair, or I don't get it. But duarktikhq also exposes himself talking with Mr. Artgrave. You can see right here, very nasty type of conversation. And then I went to duarktikhq live stream, and I told to him, like, be careful, because when you show up these things on Discord, you might make the mistake of exposing something that is under NDA, and then you are going to get yourself into problems. And then duarktikhq goes in full nerd rage, attacking me, calling me a loser, calling me that I'm 100% irrelevant, and so on. But you can see from the message right here, Mr. Artgrave and duarktikhq, both of them, together with Tauna, conspiring against me. And it's not only them, there are like 6 or 7 content creators that they conspire every single day against me to destroy my channel, to get my YouTube account banned, to get my Marvel Strike Force account banned. This is how desperate these people are of destroying me, which is quite sad. And yeah, so Tauna, come on man, I think you can do better than that, especially after I defended you about what happened in the past. Now it makes me think that you just use that for clutter. You just use that like you just use our sympathy and empathy towards you to promote your channel. Was that why you did this? I do not understand, but yeah. And in terms of Mr. Artgrave, he says right here, no one watches that fuck. I hear his numbers are worse than mine, lol. So there is this thing called Social Blade, and you can come to Social Blade and compare the channels. We have DuArktik, Mr. Artgrave, and then we have my views. You can see my views right here, 2.5 million, and you have Mr. Artgrave views that are quite low. It seems the gap is quite huge in terms of views. So what's going on, Mr. Artgrave? I have no idea. So you guys, you have multiple content creators attacking me every single day, trying to undermine my work, trying to undermine my channel, trying to destroy my channel, trying to destroy my Marvel Strike Force account. This is why duarktikhq is right here. Does Archangel knows about this? Yes, messaging him today. So they are trying to get me banned for bringing news, bringing good content to the community. And yeah, it seems, then when you take a look at the projections, you see like Artgrave was a little bit higher, but now he's lower. The projections for next year, they are a lot lower. So I don't know, man, like you have to think about what you are doing, and if being such a person filled with hate and jealousy, if it's really good for you. Like this type of screenshots, it's embarrassing. Like, you are an adult person, why are you behaving like this? Why, Mr. Artgrave? And duarktikhq, like, it's embarrassing. duarktikhq, Tauna, like, you guys all exposed yourselves as being just jealous pricks, and it's quite embarrassing. It's really quite embarrassing. Okay, so let's close all this nonsense, and let's talk about the kit of Kang the Conqueror, and see what they announced on the blog post, and see if it matches with what we have now in game, because if it doesn't matches, people are going to get pissed off. You promised something, and you're going to ask us for $50, $100, whatever amount of money, or even power cores. Even if it's 10,000 power cores or more, it's important, because we want our power cores to be deserved of the worth that we were expecting. So if it's not the case, then it's a big deal. Okay, so let's take a look at the basic. So the basic, it says right here, attack the primary target, attack the most injured enemy for 290% piercing and applies disrupt. Now this also matches with the description on msf.gg, but when you take a look at in-game, it only works if you have the T4 on the ability. So you are only getting the additional functionality of the disrupt if you do the T4. So it seems like Kang is going to be a T4 heavy character. Okay, let's move on for the next ability. Now we have the special. And on the special, not this one is for Apocalypse, this is for another video. We're gonna compare Apocalypse with Kang and see why Kang is such a big deal. Okay, so taking a look at the special now. Clears all barrier from all primary target and adjacent targets. Apply defense sub for self and all allies. Apply offense sub +2 for self and masters of evil. So we are going to extend the buffs, but this should still give a turn meter for Titania. And the additional viability of this self-defense sub is great, because Kang like this is going to be a great character, like must-have. It's literally must-have for Dark Dimension 5. When you compare it with msf.gg, we still have the slow for multiple characters on all game modes. We have gain crit on evade. We have defense sub for self and all allies, and apply offense sub for self and all masters of evil. Does this match with whatever is in game? Let's take a look at that. So now let's take a look at the special. So clear all barrier from primary target and adjacent targets. This is from the T4. So this is a T4 that it's not going to be that important, because like the barrier, not every character has barrier, but because this is piercing damage, you might do it just for the piercing damage. Apply defense sub for all allies, so this one does not require T4s. And then we have right here the slow on the level 3 abilities. So everything is matching so far. Awesome. Okay, let's move on. Let's take a look at the ultimate now. Taking a look at the ultimate, clear all barrier, death proofs, and apply defense down to all enemies in all game modes. Attack all enemies for 300 piercing damage. Clear 3 positive effects and reduce the speed bar by 10% in all game modes. Give speed up +2 for self and masters of evil allies. So once again, if you already have speed up, this is going to stack up. This attack ignores defense up. Characters killed by this ability cannot be revived in all game modes. And this attack is unavoidable and cannot be blocked. So once again, it pretty much matches what we have on MSF.gg. And when you take a look at in-game, let's take a look at Ultimate. So the T4 is the one that is going to clear barrier, going to clear death proof, and going to apply defense down. So unlike the special, this one is a must-have T4 because that defense down is game-changing, very, very important. Now, we need to test this out. We need to see if it applies defense down first or if it applies defense down after the damage is done, because of course that's going to change the damage output of the character. Then we have the speed up. Okay, this matches. We have a 5% turn rewind, we have another 5% turn rewind, and we have the clear 3 positive effects. So once again, everything is matched so far. But now it's where the problem starts, and this is a huge nerf. And we also have some clarifications on the passive that are also a nerf, but to be expected, of course. Okay, so on passive, on offense, on spawn, fill the speed bar for self and all allies. So this should work in most game modes, just not on defense. So even in raids, you should be able to use this because you are on offense against the raids. But once again, this is another thing that we have to test, and we're gonna take Kang the Conqueror to Dark Dimension. We're gonna try to use him in raids as well, see how he performs there. On Cosmic Crucible, offense, apply speed up for self and all Masters of Evil allies. Then we have attack all enemies for 50% piercing damage, and then steal 3% of the health of all enemies and redistributes to self. And this bypasses heal block and ignores defense up. Now this is where the big nerf happened, because in-game this ability does not exist. If you take a look at the kit, it says right there, does the 50% piercing damage, transfers all the negative effects and so on, but there is no mention of stealing the health. When you take a look at the T4s, when you take a look at the level of the abilities, it's not mentioned anywhere. So was this a nerf on purpose? Was this too powerful? Because yes, this 3% in Dark Dimension is huge, because you can heal up Kang for like several percent of his max health, because if you are stealing 3% of a character with like 10 million health, and if you only have 1 million, that's going to be 30% of your max health. So this would be huge in Dark Dimension. This ability right here steals 3% of the health from all enemies and distributes to self. Once again, we have to wait and see. We're going to test him out in Dark Dimension 5 as well and see if this is working properly or not, if it's working like it's on the blog post or like it is in-game. Because when you take a look at the kit of Kang on MSF.gg, it also mentions the 3% health steal. So big difference. Like, this is literally huge, because it's the difference between the character having viability in all game modes, especially Dark Dimension, and not having any viability, because if he doesn't have any kind of healing, how are we going to keep him alive? So in my opinion, this is a huge deal, and I hope it's not a nerf, because if this is intended, then Kang is not going to be that beast that we were expecting. He's still pretty good, but it's not it's not as good as we first thought. Now there is other situation here. It says right here that in a Crucible, it clears the speed up for self, clears the speed up of all enemies. And what is missing right here is that this on turn is related with this. So unfortunately, you are only going to clear the speed up on turn. Now Kang is a very fast character, and that's fine, that's great, but characters that are faster than him, they're not going to be that great anymore. So yeah, this is going to be something that we have to also analyze. Is Kang going to be fast enough to clear the speed up from Wakanda? Is this something that you are going to use like turn 2 or something like that? How exactly is this going to work? Because if it's like this on turn, and if you don't have the speed up on spawn, which you have right here on offense, then it's a big deal. Because It's nice on offense, but on defense you cannot use this ability. And if you would be able to use this ability on defense, that would be huge, because that means that mirror match Masters of Evil versus Masters of Evil would not go like super easy, because like this, if you put Masters of Evil on defense, you're gonna easily crush them. But once again, this is something that we have to test once again, and hopefully you will be able to do it today and within the next days. Okay, so beyond that, we have on Crucible offense, apply vulnerability to a maximum of 5. Then we have when enemy gains speed up, fill the speed bar of this character by 10%. We have to test this as well to see if it triggers 5 times for each of the enemies that have speed up, or if it's gonna trigger only 1 time like it happens with Titania. In my opinion, I think it will trigger 5 times, and that will allow Kang to go before Wakanda. So this is something that we have to test out, but it's definitely important. Now, is this also only on Cosmic Crucible? Is this also in all game modes? Because that's another thing that we have to test out, because this ability is huge. Getting all this turn meter on Kang is going to be extremely important. Okay, so now we have gained 30% health, and this is a big yikes. If you take a look at in-game, there is nowhere to be seen. Where is the health, bro? Where is the health? So the 30% health is missing from the kit in-game. But once again, if you take a look at msf.gg, gain 30% max health, and when you take a look at the stats of Kang, the 30% max health are indeed there. So if you take a look at his stats, he went from 700,000 health to 940,000 health. So the 30% stats are on msf.gg. So is this some kind of visual bug that we have going on in the game right now? It's really hard to tell based on his base numbers, but I think it's not working. We have to wait and see, or maybe it requires some T4. Maybe it requires some kind of T4 on the passive to activate it. It happened in the past that Shang-Chi, for example, you would activate the T4s. You would only see the full kit of the character after you activate the T4s. This also happened with the Echo Special, I think, the one that gives evades. Only after you do the T4, it would show up the entire kit. So it might be the same situation with Kang the Conqueror, where his kit is not matching exactly what is in game. But these are huge situations. Like if Kang does not have that health steal, if Kang does not have the additional health and so on, that greatly reduces his viability in all game modes. Then we have the crit chance and crit damage right here. This once again matches with what you have in game. You can see right here the additional crit chance and crit damage, and this is going to be great because like this he can do a lot of crits even without having the raider as a weight. Some people are asking, should I use him as a raider, should I use him as a striker? He's very strong as a striker. The problem is because he's so fast, you don't have anyone else to apply vulnerabilities. And yes, he applies vulnerabilities in Cosmic Crucible, but outside of Cosmic Crucible he does not. So or you have two isolate options for Kang the Conqueror, one striker for outside of raids, one striker for outside of Cosmic Crucible, and then raider inside of Cosmic Crucible, or you just go with a raider for the more consistent and cheaper option across the board. And that's it. So as you guys can see, there are some things missing from their kit, from the kit of Kang the Conqueror. Once again, we are going to be live on YouTube and on Twitch as soon as the offers will be available. I will unlock the character. I will try to get some nice yellow stars and red stars for him. But you can see that if these nerfs, quote unquote, do not turn out to be available in game, that's going to be huge because, yeah, unfortunately the viability for Dark Dimension and even raids might be a little bit compromised. It's still going to be decent in arena, but it's not going to be the super bomb that we were expecting. So that's it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you smash that like button, and if you found the video helpful, make sure you share it with your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe for more Marvel Strike Force content, and I will catch you guys later.